All right, all right. So now we're going to move on to something we talked about earlier, this stamp. And is now the dig in is the world premiere of the Liechtenstein-based NFT art stamp with a validator. You know, NFTs are really, really challenging to figure out which one. What is the value behind it? Ultimately, what is its purpose? In the world of art, the people that I talk to around the world, from Monaco to Malta to Singapore, they want art. They want something that will be unique, something that will be uncommon. What you're about to see now is something that I have never seen before. I've been around the world, and yet something that is so beautiful and so simple has never been seen in this way. So with that, I'd like to bring Friedrich to reveal the NFT art stamp with a validator.
Thanks. Well, thank you, Dustin, for your kind introduction, and thanks to you all for coming. I have the immense pleasure today to announce a world novelty which comes from a small country, Liechtenstein, and it's a small product, stamps, but a lot of opportunities. Well, you know, stamps, you know what a stamp is? You still know that? Did you ever use a stamp? You have? Wow. When was the last time you sent a letter? Last month? Well, it's amazing. Come on. So, yeah, you don't do it often, so good. You'll do it more often now. Well, you see, the stamp, in a way, is a piece of paper, but it's cultural heritage. I mean, we've been having stamps for centuries, if you wish, well, at least a century, and there is so much cultural heritage on that. However, in the digital time, you lose that. So what we try to do is we try to figure out how this can be enriched with digital, things. Well, what is important in the digital world? Fun, finance, and friendship, right? So it's a bit exaggerated, I confess. But fun, let's face it, the biggest community in the digital world is the gaming community. So that's true. Finance, you have DAO, you have a lot of tokens, so probably a lot of finance is coming as well. And friendship, I'm sure you have digital friends. But how about your physical world, your analog world? I guess you also have fun. You also have finance, probably a bank account. And you also have friendship. But how strange is that? It doesn't match. You have your friends digitally and you have it physically, but there's no bridge. Why don't we bring this together? You see, there is a bridge here. It's a bridge between Liechtenstein and Switzerland. Why do we have a bridge between Liechtenstein and Switzerland? Do you know? Because almost 100 years ago, a treaty was signed, so all the borders disappeared between Switzerland and Liechtenstein. And this is friendship. And out of this friendship, the country, Liechtenstein, prospered. So today, it's one of the richest countries. And of course, friendship played a very important role to achieve that. Basically, if you're talking about freedom, you know, freedom is a great thing. But what is freedom? I mean, if you have freedom without friendship, you're sitting alone in a corner. You have the freedom to sit alone in a corner. Not very nice, isn't it? If you have friendship, you don't worry about freedom because you have friends and they won't hurt you. So let's put friendship as the basis of everything. Everything must be built on this friendship. And we have to build bridges to achieve what Switzerland and Liechtenstein has achieved. And this we try to do with a novelty, with a new stamp that I'm just going to disclose to you. Now, but where did we come from? If you look back, the retrospect, we have done already something. So you may be familiar with the crypto stamp 4041, first time issued in September 2021. And well, basically this is a normal stamp, right? You can use it to send a letter. But here there is a QR code. Well, actually it's not a QR code, it's a secure QR code. You can't copy that. If you copy it, it will be understood as fake. So this QR code here becomes the door to the digital world behind this stamp. So there's a unique stamp, and it has its unique door. It leads to a unique place where the CV of this stamp, whatever this stamp has done, can be accessed. Of course, you need an app for that. So we have gamification in there if you want. You can play puzzles. You will be first in ranking if you're fast, and you'll find a lot of funny things. And everything that happens on the stamp will be documented. And the blockchain will help to make sure that integrity cannot be violated without you to learn about it. So this is what we have today. It's a physical, real postage stamp for collectors, whoever, and it has a kind of a digital twin where a totally different life is there. And where's the bridge? Well, the bridge is, to our surprise, a very simple one. You have here the grandfather collecting stamps, and here you have the grandson or granddaughter using the app. So now you have a bridge between generations where a lot of cultural heritage can be transferred to a new generation. And it can also be stored in a digital environment. So this is the kind of bridges we need to find. How can we do better? Well, the best thing we can do is actually we add art. I mean, art is fantastic. Art reflects the celebration of simple and good things in life. So if you want to add art, then of course, again, you're in tradition. Art is as old as mankind. But it also tends to be quite different. So tradition versus modern. Modern art is quite different from traditional one. But again, you can build bridges. And art is too important not to share. So the digital world will be absolutely important for the future of art. And as you can see, we created something, and what could that be other than NFTs? So we linked NFTs to stamps. And the ambassador, the art ambassador for our wonderful stamps and NFTs, and even a painting he's doing for this project, the art ambassador is actually Romero Brito. He's one of the top neo-pop art artists worldwide. He has a community of over 1 million collectors. So it's just amazing that he loves Liechtenstein, he loves stamps, and he will tell you now why he does so. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Brito before. Now, he grew up in Recife in a favela. Basically, the boy, didn't have any money. He wanted to paint, to create art. How do you do that if you have absolutely no means? So he started to paint with his fingers on newspapers. He didn't have money for brushes. He didn't have money for canvases. So he started to paint really on newspapers. And this is why his style is so special. This you can do with a finger. And then you fill with color. And this way he became a neo-pop art artist, simply because he didn't have money to buy brushes. Sometimes it's good not to have money. So his art is always joyous. So it's a fantastic thing. He's never painting anything negative. And it's exactly what we want to have in the bridge of digital to physical and vice versa. We want to have fun.
It is such an honor and privilege to be the official artist for the stamp project of Liechtenstein. Growing up in Brazil, in the slums of Brazil, I got interested in stamps as a kid. See my mother's letters, and that would arrive with a stamp or old letters, and I start collecting them and enjoying them and traveling the world as I could get stamp from anywhere, from anybody that I would know, in my village of Recife. That from any foreigners that I would meet, I would ask them if they had stamps, and basically I traveled the world, through the stamps, and it's going through full circle today, for me to be the ambassador for the stamp project of Liechtenstein. Thank you very much.
Now, what we are doing is we are having a stamp, obviously traditionally coming from 100 years ago. We combine that with a NFT. We can't yet disclose how the NFT will look like. And we combine it again with a painting. So actually, we're building two bridges. It's a bridge from tradition to modernity, and from virtual to physical, to the painting again. So this painting will be hanging in the National Museum in Vaduz. So you can go there if you own one of the NFT packages, and you can have a look which part of the painting is yours. You can't cut it off, unfortunately, but it's still quite an interesting thing, and it shows how much you can do here with new technologies. And, well, how does that work? I mean, basically what we do is we give you a physical certificate, and this certificate also carries an SQR code. By the way, that is already something breathtaking, because I have a watch here, and I lost the certificate to this watch. You know, I always lose everything, so even of this watch. I went to someone who sells watches here, great, beautiful watches, and I asked, well, could I please replace the certificate because I lost it? They said, nope. No. They said, well, please. No. I said, oh, come on, please, I pay for it. No, we can't. Why? Because there's only one certificate, you can't replace it. There's no unique identifier on the damn certificate. You can't replace it. So I have a watch, I have no certificate. Someone is now running around with my certificate, probably with a fake watch. So I can't do nothing. So here you have a unique identifier on. If you lose it, give us a call. We'll cross out this unique identifier. We'll create you a new one. It will actually belong to this stamp, to this NFT, to the painting, and it's replaced. So no worries, lose it whenever you want. It would be fantastic if luxury watchmakers would adopt that technology, I think, especially for my watch. So here we go. You have the physical stamp. Both are linked. So this is another novelty. There is a lot of traditional collectors who have no wallet. Who has a wallet in the room? Hands up. Wow, that's really, really good. So there are also people with legs and hands that have no wallet. So what do you do with them? So most of the collectors of stamps unfortunately don't. So we actually put this NFT behind the stamp. So you have to verify the stamp with a macro lens smartphone before you can take the NFT away to your own wallet. Until then, it stays together with the stamp. So if you want to sell the NFT, well, sell the stamp. The advantage is, if you have no wallet, you can still have both. You can have an NFT, you can own an NFT, and no one can steal it from you. So that's pretty good. And behind both, there are game figures, which will be disclosed later on, not today, to have a bit more fun, and a lot more surprises that come together with these, the stamp and the NFT. So I talked a lot about the security, and just to give you a little bit of an idea, this would be an SQR code, and this is a 5 to 5 millimeter area on this SQR code. So if you have a modern smartphone, you will be able to see exactly this, and our algorithms will be able to tell you if this is an original or a fake. And it's not possible today to fake that. At least we haven't seen anyone who was able to do so. So we have developed algorithms and a solution that is camera agnostic. You can use it with different cameras, and you can still recognize if this surface is original. That's, of course, great for paintings, because you don't want to print the QR code on a painting. And it's also great for certificates. Even if you have a QR code, you want to be sure it's the original one. So this is the magic behind the SQR code. Now, here, these stamps and these NFTs, they can be, by your app, added to your individual collection. And then, of course, your stamp gets its own CV. So it's all individualizing. Plus, if you separate both, you can separately trade the NFT. So you have all liberties. You can keep it simple, or you can do whatever you want. So, and today we had to think about something very special, because since Romero Brito is very, very well known, it will most probably not be possible to get an NFT. And therefore, we reserved a couple of NFT packages, which you can get at our booth, or you scan this code. The reservation fee is 222. Don't worry, this will be, you will get a voucher, you will get a safe place to get your NFT, and you won't pay double, so the price will be deducted from the full price of the NFT. And the special is today, Post Liechtenstein offers 2 stamps from Romero Brito from 2016, which have been made here in Liechtenstein to honor the Summer Olympics in Rio. So these are Liechtenstein products, and you would get it as a Token Summit special with every reservation that you do. Now, if you think, well, I'm not sure if I want to take a reservation, then, and I won't hinder you. Thank you very much for coming here, and I hope you enjoyed it.